It started with something trivial, a minor scratch from a rose thorn, a shallow cut from a farming tool, or a superficial wound on a chaotic battlefield. For centuries, humanity was stalked by a bizarre, terrifying medical mystery. A person would suffer a tiny, completely unremarkable injury. The wound would heal. The danger, it seemed, had passed. But then, days later, a nightmare awoke inside their body. First came a subtle stiffness in the jaw, a bizarre inability to fully open the mouth. Within hours, the muscles of the face would violently contract into a permanent, horrifying grin. Next, the madness spread down the spine. The victim's body would arch backward with such unimaginable force that their bones could literally fracture under the weight of their own muscles. They called it the Lockjaw Death. It had a near 100% mortality rate. It struck at random, and for thousands of years, no one had any idea what caused it. Today, we know its real name, and the truth behind how it actually kills is more terrifying than any ancient curse. To understand how terrifying this illness was, we have to look at how long it baffled the brilliant minds of history. Ancient Egyptian papyri from 1500 BCE describe cases of spinal stiffening following traumatic injuries. Later, in ancient Greece, the legendary physician Hippocrates wrote extensively about it. He noted that it primarily struck soldiers and laborers, grimly writing, "The afflicted succumb within 4 days." For generations, people blamed everything from bad air or miasma to evil spirits to an imbalance of bodily fluids. The most frustrating part for early doctors was the lack of a pattern. 2 soldiers could get the exact same wound from the exact same sword. One would heal perfectly, the other would die an agonizing death a week later. Because the wound itself often looked completely healthy and healed by the time the spasms started, no one connected the dots. It was treated as a ghost illness, an invisible assassin that struck out of nowhere. The breakthrough didn't come until the late 1800s, during the golden age of microbiology. In 1884, a German physician named Arthur Nicolaier finally discovered the culprit. But it wasn't a curse. And contrary to popular belief today, it wasn't actually caused by rust. It was a bacterium called Clostridium tetani. Here is the twist. Clostridium tetani is everywhere. It lives in soil, dust, and the intestines of animals. And it is a master of survival. When conditions are harsh, the bacteria turn into armor-clad spores. These spores can sit dormant in the dirt for years, resisting heat, freezing, and even chemical disinfectants. But they have one massive weakness. They are anaerobic. They hate oxygen. This is why the rusty nail myth exists. A rusty nail isn't inherently covered in tetanus, but a rusty nail is usually found outside in the dirt. And if you step on it, it creates a deep, narrow puncture wound. It pushes those dirt-borne spores deep into your flesh, seals the top, and cuts off the oxygen supply. You have just built the perfect, oxygen-free paradise for a killer to wake up. Once the spores wake up inside a deep wound, they don't actually attack your tissues directly. Instead, as they multiply, they release a biological weapon, a neurotoxin called Tetanospasmin. Wait for weight, Tetanospasmin is one of the most lethal toxins on planet Earth. To understand what this toxin does, think of your muscles like a car. Normally, your brain sends a signal to press the gas pedal to contract a muscle, and another signal to press the brake to relax it. Tetanospasmin sneaks into your nervous system and completely cuts the brake lines. It specifically blocks the chemical signals that tell your muscles to relax. Without the brakes, your motor neurons fire continuously at maximum capacity. every single muscle group begins to lock down in a brutal, unending tug of war against itself. The jaw locks. The spine arches into a position known as opisthetonos. The spasms are so violent they can tear muscles apart. And the worst part? The toxin doesn't affect the brain's consciousness. Throughout the entire ordeal, the patient is fully awake, fully aware, and experiencing every agonizing second. Ultimately, historical patients didn't die from the spasms themselves. They died because their respiratory muscles locked up, making it impossible to breathe. So, how did humanity finally defeat this invisible monster? In the 1920s, scientists developed the tetanus toxoid, a vaccine that teaches your immune system how to neutralize the deadly toxin before it ever reaches your nervous system. Because of widespread vaccination, a medical mystery that used to claim hundreds of thousands of lives every year has been reduced to a rarity in the modern world. Today, if you get a deep, dirty wound, a quick booster shot keeps the nightmare at bay. The next time you get a minor scratch while gardening or working outside, remember the ancient mystery of the Lockjaw Death. It took us thousands of years to unmask the killer hiding in the dirt, proving that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we can't see. Patients often require intensive care, muscle relaxants, and mechanical ventilators just to breathe while the nervous system recovers. Surprisingly, surviving the disease doesn't make you immune. The absolute best defense is prevention. Make sure you and your family complete the tetanus immunization series as recommended, and keep up with your booster shots every 10 years to stay safe. Thoroughly wash all wounds as soon as possible, and keep your vaccines up to date. In the case of tetanus, prevention is far superior to attempting a cure. Get your booster every 10 years. If you found this deep dive into medical history fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe for more uncovered history, and drop a comment below. What medical mystery should we look into next? Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.